Well, hey everybody, just an update. I wanted to do a quickie update on what was going on out here at Green River Tunnel. The governor is working with state agencies, to offer assistance. But what the thing is the fatality accident that happened yesterday. When you look at some of these photos, that's after some of the vehicles have been removed, and they had quite a large fire going on. What they've done is they've rerouted traffic through Green River itself, and it's going to be a major pain in the behoopy for a while. So the drivers hauling loads out on I-80 Wyoming, be advised and reroute or do whatever. It's not very many places you can go. You may have to stay on 80 and then take the detour, but be prepared. Have the hours, do whatever you got to do. That's my suggestion. You do what you want. But they wanted to inspect the tunnel, of course, because of the fire inside. It has not collapsed, but what they need to do is go in and assess the damages and see, how much, whether the concrete was cracked or this or there's fear of, roof collapse or anything like that. They don't need any more problems. It's unknown at this time. And this article is by Nick Perkins of Oil City News, and he covered all the basics. That's about all you can do, unless you're standing right there and you sitting with the governor and the DOT officers and people that are responsible. So looking at some of the other, like this one, this shows some of the vehicles. I believe that's the eastbound side. This is the westbound side. Yeah, there it is. This is I-80 East. So I talked about in my previous video, I couldn't remember if it went around or I think that was the detour that they were talking about. So my apologies. But this part here shows how much smoke. You can see all the black smoke that came out. That's just horrible. 2 people confirmed dead. Hearts with the families for that. It's just terrible. Any of us that went through this tunnel remember, and even sometimes probably thought about, what happens if, that's the kind of thing that we don't want to see at any time. So this one is Wyoming News Now. I'm trying to remember, see who the person was that wrote it. Jeremy Downing. So he did an article on this, and I've tried to cover several news articles. A lot of them are pretty much covering the same. I have been looking for any updates today, doing multiple search terms, and I'm not able to come up with them. So they still called it, this was by Jeff. I think his last name is Tavis, so I'm going to try not to butcher his last name pronunciation. So it was yesterday it was posted, but the Wyoming State Patrol says be prepared basically for extended times, for detours. There were a lot of they have confirmed 2 dead, but the fire was still burning as of 4 p.m. But later on you can kind of see that the later times showed the fire was out, and they really have to get in there and investigate the tunnel integrity. But most of the people that were in there got out before the fire started, and I believe they said the 2 fatalities, right there from outside the tunnel. So that's just horrible. So there's going to be a lot of stuff. I'm going to try and put all 3 links in under my video, and that way you can go to each one and check it out. I'm just not seeing a lot. I've seen a few videos come up a little bit later, but I'm not seeing any updates, so it'd be nice to hear. Normally you would think maybe it just takes time. You'd think we'll get a governor in there or DOT officer, and they do a press conference. So, this is a major hub for freight across the United States to points west, especially when you're talking about Salt Lake City and then on into Nevada and California. So there's a lot of things, and of course we all know what's east too, but I do believe it's going to be a bit of time before, and they have no estimated opening date for the tunnel, so we'll just have to do our best, take care if you route that way, if you're normally, or maybe your freight is routed on 80 a lot, you're just going to have to wait and account for that in your trip. So do take care, and we'll see you on the road.